All right, game week's finally here. So, and to be honest, with it being a Thursday night kickoff, we're late in game week. So we're getting ready for what would be our Wednesday afternoon practice this afternoon. Had a really sharp practice last night. And you could tell last night the kids, they're excited to play. Had just a different pep in their step. Great energy, great focus. So, really excited about the matchup this Thursday night. Certainly a great challenge against a very good Appalachian State football team. But we're excited to get back to playing, and we're excited. We're going to have a bunch of Pirate fans in the stands down in Bank of America Stadium. So, looking forward to it. So, questions?
Big opportunity for the Pirates. Go ahead, get my microphone there. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, cool.
Big opportunity for the Pirates this week. Talk about what that presents for you guys and getting off to a good start.
Well, we're facing a good football team. It's a team that has had a lot of success. Most of those guys are 5th or 6th year seniors. They've won a lot of games since they've been there. So it is a great challenge and a great opportunity. It's going to be a good matchup. I'm excited about the group that we have. They'll be ready to play. I expect us to play very well. But it's a chance on a little bit of a national stage in an NFL stadium, ESPN game. It's a chance to really find out a lot about ourselves and to be in a situation to play against a very good program.
Coach, you kind of touched on this somewhat in the preseason, but playing with juice, all that early,
Yeah.
but also playing with discipline. Like, how important is it going to be to not make mistakes against a veteran football team that can take advantage of that?
Well, I think that's going to be the key. That's the deal. Whether you're talking about turnovers, because I do think turnovers will be a factor in this ball game. Which team can take care of the ball, which team can force some mistakes. I think being able to play aggressively and downhill like we want to defensively at the same time. Not give up anything cheap. I think that's going to be critical. They're a team that has a lot of experience and guys that play a lot of snaps. Virtually every position, both sides of the ball. So, that's a group that usually doesn't make a ton of mistakes. But it's game one, so I think both teams it's going to be critical for them to execute at a high level.
Coach, can you take us through the rest of the schedule for this week? It's a short week. You guys are already on a Monday. What the game plan is for the rest of today, tomorrow, travel day, and then game day?
Well, we'll practice this evening, do our Wednesday practice, which is our last kind of heavy day for the week, and then come back tomorrow afternoon with practice before walking through here Wednesday morning and heading to Charlotte around lunchtime on Wednesday. So, still some work to be done. But it's a deal where now you're cleaning up execution things and sharpening up some things in the kicking game, and just try to get the kids as fresh as we can so that they're ready to go Thursday night.
Coach, you guys talk about what it's going to be like on the big stage, like you said, with Bank of America Stadium and the Panther Act, deal like that, and just the excitement there.
Well, I think when you think about it, so many of our guys, you think about Rajay and Keaton and some of those guys that played so much last year. They've never played in front of a crowd like this before. They were in high school 2 years ago. Last year during the pandemic, the biggest crowd we played in front of was less than 10,000. Now you're going to be in an NFL stadium in front of about 40,000 fans. So it's going to be electric for them. Now they have the experience from last year, so I think they'll handle it just fine. But it'll certainly add to just a little more energy to the kickoff Thursday night.
You touched on it a little bit earlier, but it's not like you're playing a West Coast team or Big Ten, or it's an in-state game
Right.
against a program that has been consistent and y'all are feeling good. Big picture, is this a pretty good measuring stick of where maybe y'all are at in the pecking order of things?
Well, I think it's a measuring stick from the standpoint of I think that they have a quality team right now. That's you look at the success they've had the last several years, and these guys have been the ones playing. So I'm sure that they're expecting to have a chance to have a special season this year. So we're playing a quality program in the opener. We're excited about what we have. So I think certainly it's going to be something it'll tell us what we have. It'll tell us where we stand. Long term, I think 2 in-state, state-supported institutions. I think it's going to develop into what should be a great rivalry.
Coach, we don't have a depth chart yet, so we gotta ask you at least 1 or 2 personnel questions.
They're out, so yeah.
Have you guys decided on who a third running back would be, or is that something that will kind of continue into the season?
Well, I mean, I think you're going to have a couple of guys with us on the trip. Pop McKay's been getting a lot of reps there. Lorenzo Dorr, who just joined us, has been getting some reps there. So Jamani Wilson will be with us on the trip. So those guys are all working in that role, and so I think it's something you want to kind of give it a little bit more time and see how they progress. You could see some of those guys Thursday night, but we're pleased with where we are right now.
Kind of a similar question, not surprisingly. On the defensive side in the backfield, I mean, that is where you have a lot of depth. How do you plan, or can you use that to your advantage of rotating guys in this first game, especially, and keeping guys fresh? Maybe is that part of the plan?
Right. Well, I think that's just it. We do have some depth back there, but at the same time, those guys are on a lot of the special teams, so it's allowing us to, play more guys in our 4 core, and the key really is to keep them fresh. I think they're playing very fast. I think you've got some guys that are playing as good a ball as they've played since I've been here. You do have some experience back there, so I think compared to where we were my first year, it's good to have that kind of depth back there on the back end.
What extra challenges does going against an experienced team like this pose, and how do you feel you guys look against what you've seen so far on tape?
Well, I think that you're going against a group that's used to winning. You're going against a group that's had a lot of success. They've got a lot of confidence. You're going against a group that's played a lot of ball, and so they have a lot of experience in big ball games. So you're facing a group that has all the things that you need to win a championship, and so I think that's the biggest challenge. Our bunch, I think that we played really well at times last year. We certainly finished strong, and I think we've shown tremendous potential. And I'll be honest, this is the most talented group that I've had since I've gotten here, because it's all the guys from last year, just bigger, faster, and stronger. I'm confident that we're going to play well Thursday night. The thing that we've got to do is we got to go out and be able to, consistently just play, the brand of ball we got to play for 4 solid quarters. And because it's going to be a game that, in order for us to win it, we're going to have to really battle down the stretch. And so I think that's something that, will be impressed upon the kids between now and kickoff Thursday night. But I'm excited about watching our guys play. I'm excited about this game.
Coach, you guys are playing at night, but it's probably still gonna be hot and warm conditions. So how much do you think that depth will come into factor in terms of trying to keep the guys fresh, but also having that increased depth, not only on defense, but maybe on the offensive line,
right?
Other places to kind of rotate in on a hot night.
Well, one thing our guys are accustomed to is playing in the heat. I mean, because it's been a cooker here the last couple of weeks in Greenville. So, first games, first couple of games of the year, depth is always an issue because no matter what you do during preseason camp, there's nothing that simulates a full, college football game. So, it is good. We do have depth up front on the offensive line. We do have tremendous depth on the defensive line, in the secondary, and at linebacker. We have depth at running back. We have depth at the receiver position. So it is a situation where we should be able to rotate some guys and keep them fresh, and that's the plan. We want to play a lot of people. Now that being said, I've told the players, we want to play a lot of guys, but they got to earn the right to get on that field. And so, this has been a big week from a standpoint of guys, showing that they can be trusted, snap in and snap out, so you can figure out your rotations.
You ended last year on a great note with SMU. How do you bottle that up and kind of bring it to Charlotte? And how do veterans like Holton help this team who's never faced for seeing a big crowd like this get ready for the game?
Well, I think that certainly that momentum from last season carried over into the off season. It was evident in our workouts. It's been evident throughout the summer. It's been evident throughout preseason camp. I mean, just the vibe on the practice field last night was as good as you could expect. I was really pleased with the way we practiced. So I think that the kids feel that momentum. They all want to go out and just kind of build on it. We'd love to come out and play at that level in this opening game. I think anytime you have an experienced quarterback, that's certainly an asset. And Holton has plenty of experience. He's played in big ball games. He's had great performances. This will be nothing that will really shake him or faze him. So I think the advantage is you're going to have a leader that's going to have composure and confidence on that stage, and I think that's certainly a plus on our side. Anything else? Okay, thanks a lot. See you Thursday.